Good evening and welcome back to another episode of the stainless steel catback exhaust system fabrication for my 2300 chord Tourer. In episode 4 you saw me produce these rather rough drawings in time-lapse. This is just an interim video to show you that in one-to-one real time, so let's do that now. Right, now that we have our design envelope of 130mm, we can draw that on a page, so we can start getting close to defining our pie sections. So let's just draw a line of 130mm. Let's pop off here so we can mark it. Already we're off to a bit of a ropey start. There we go. And then we want to come off this side as well. So we want to go down here. Right. So we have 130mm from the lower control arm to the back box. So we have back box, lower control arm, and we are 130mm is what we have to play with. Right, so now we need to work out, what do we need? The bend radius of our 90-degree pie to come out of the back box and travel down here, down to under the lower control arm and to our main pipe. Physical constraints: the back box relative to the car, facing forward being this way, rearward being that way, can move axially frontwards under physical loading of the car or of the back box, as it's only mounted on rubber mounts, and then further up is flexi pipe, and then that's mounted on up to the exhaust manifold on the engine block, and that can twist quite significantly. So that means we can move forward. The lower control arm can twist and move rearward in the bushes slightly, but it's possible, which means that combined, the based on nominal obviously, the worst forward position of the back box and the worst rearward position of the lower control arm gives us a measurement on this line here that shows us our critical envelope that we need to work within. Not in the scope of activity to try and work that out, but we can at least do one step back and just pick a completely arbitrary measurement out of thin air. So 17mm spanner, because there are some 17mm headed bolts on the back box flange. We're at about 3.5 centimeters, so 35mm ish. We're going with ish right now. So 35mm gives us 95 off the back box, 35mm off the lower control arm gives us 35mm off the back, 95mm off the back box, which means we can put that down, and we can say that initially this is our design envelope. So, because that means I can just get the spanner up in and get to the back box flange, hopefully without too much hassle. Well, that's a bit of a funky looking 5, isn't it? Right. Also, an apology, the camera loves cutting out and it says movie recording has stopped automatically for one reason or another. So if anyone knows why Canon 600Ds tend to do that, then please let me know. I've had it for quite a long time. I got it just for stills photography, and that's all I've ever used it for. This series is the first time I've ever used it for video, so I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. Everything's kind of just set to default, and this keeps happening. Web forums say it could be the bit rate of the card, so for sure these are old SD cards. So one was 30 megabytes per second and the other one was 50, so I bought a 150 megabyte per second card. Still does it. So another thing I've tried is updating the firmware on the camera itself to the latest version. Unfortunately it still does it. And I've also formatted the cards in the camera itself with a low level format, which I've not done in a very long time. Still not working. So unfortunately, if it gets a bit jumpy, it's because of the camera. What I'm also going to do is, this is going to be a relatively long video. I'm probably just going to speed up a lot of this and play YouTube's finest royalty-free classical music. So that's what you're in for. So stick around for that. If you actually get to the end of this and you actually want the full length, then well, let me know, and I shall put you through the pain of however long this is going to take me to do. Because basically we just want to get to a drawing at the end of our 90-degree pie cut section that we're going to be hopefully within this envelope roughly. Remember, we can move the back box rearward a small amount to get our exhaust tip in, because the position of this, it's lovely and dirty, isn't it? It's still quite favourable. So apologies for knocking the camera. Right, let's get going. One big issue you may spot is I'm measuring in 130 bananas and 95 tubs of peanut butter, so we need to make sure that you know these are millimetres. Right, so let's write a little get out of jail free card, shall we? What shall I write? Yeah. Unless otherwise. Apologies for the slow and terrible handwriting. Specified. All dimensions are, keep up, in millimetres. I have to write around a tripod and it's quite difficult. Millimetres. So there you go. Now we've converted from bananas and tubs of peanut butter to millimetres. Fantastic, because that just wouldn't have worked. What else do we want to do? So let's actually just draw what I'm on about. So unfortunately I spent ages trying to find my funky compass. Can't find it. Funky compass being just an old one that I've used since school, and alas, who knows where it is. Not me. So instead we shall revert to some tape, basically just a circular object which is half of this, because if I was to draw a circle with radius 95mm, we'd just blow out the whole sheet, and I've got plans for what I want to do on the rest of the sheet. Because I'm predominantly right-handed, I want to do a few calculations over here and have some drawings for reference over here. So if I just get a circle going down here, or along here, around here, it's a circle, we're around here, yeah, there we go. Oh, there we go, clashing with the tripod already. Right, ta-da! So, what else do we want? We want to find the centre of the circle. Again, no compass. So, right, let's just clean and zero this. There we go. Go to 0. Nice. So, let's find. What are you? What's your diameter? 91.36? Yeah, 91.36. Shut up, we're going with 36. So what is that? 45 what? 45.68. Could have done that myself, but it's late. I'm tired. It's been a long day. 45.68. Oh, we're close. We're close. Close. Oh, look at that. Stay still. No! Oh, nice. Oh, there we go. Oh, whatever. Alright. Let's... Oh. Get out of the way. There we go. Let's just draw 3 arcs. And then, you probably can't see that, but I can. There we go. Let's pop these away. My finest cheapo calipers, because the nice ones are indoors. Always keep your good metrology equipment indoors, inside, not in an outdoor garage. Less than ideal. But it's been raining today, so I didn't want to bring them out. Right. Well, that's hopefully the first of last time it cuts out, but yeah, I've tried a lot. There's not really lower settings I can put the camera to either. We're in 1080, 1080p, and I'd have to drop it. The next setting down goes down to like 540 or something, so it's, who knows. I've set the auto off to 30 seconds now, so at worst we'll lose about 30-35 seconds of footage, but it's still far less than ideal, because annoyingly it doesn't tell me when it stops, it just stops. Tried different things. I've got a new SD card for it with a higher data transfer rate, so that's not it. At least in the SD card anyway. Maybe it's still in the camera. For some reason it's just falling over. I've updated the firmware. Since I bought the camera there's been one firmware update. That's now in there. What else have I done? I turned the screen brightness down because I had the screen up all the time, just to, you know, make sure I was constantly focused and everything. That didn't do anything. I flipped the screen away so I couldn't even see what I was looking at when I start. That didn't do anything. Oh dear, that wasn't very good, was it? It'd be nice if it beeped. It just said, you know what, I'm giving up. I've stopped filming, deal with it. And I'd be okay with that, because then we'd only lose a few seconds here and there. But now we're stuck losing half a minute. We're still going, so I'm just going to keep looking up at the camera, because it gives me a little warning on the screen saying movie recording has stopped automatically. So anyway, let's just keep going. So let's just keep drawing our circle, because the end product of all this pain that I'm about to put you through on the page is a little drawing that will give us one important measurement, which we're going to use on a bandsaw to get repeatable cuts and get a series of pie cuts out that will keep us within the boundaries that we're defining Oh, no, don't want to use that one. Use the black one. Still going? Yeah, we're still going. Of course, we're still going. Could be overheating, maybe, in the camera. Either the body or the batteries, because I guess the batteries are quite old. So this is circle radius. It's not very sharp, but well. And we want to make a 90-degree arc out the back box. So to achieve that, we need to make a series of cuts, which obviously you can divide 90 into fairly straightforward and with relatively minimal number of cuts. So we're going to go with 9 degrees. Ooh, I know, shocking. Very standard from all the other videos on YouTube. You'll see 4.5 and 9. Not sure if I mentioned it in other clips, but I did a couple of 10s because I needed to do a 60-degree corner off the final corner on the main pipe. So I did some 10-degree pie cuts to make that 60-degree, but for this we're going to use 9. So I want to draw a 9-degree triangle in our circle. Well, we'll start with one 9-degree triangle, and don't get too excited, but I'm going to treat you to 2 9-degree triangles. Right. It's going to be okay. There we go. Right. No. There we go. Oh, what's that? Oh, something under the card. Talking of card, I could do this in CAD very quickly, very, very quickly. Much quicker than what we're going to do today. But it's good to exercise the mind and hands, keep these skills strong. Yeah, I'm still recording. So, what we have is a triangle going to the centre of our circle, which we defined to begin with a radius of 95 tubs of peanut butter. That became 95 mil because we had to clear 130 bananas, which became 130 mil. So that means that the top end of our pie here is flat, and of course you've got a lovely arc for the circle here. We need to know the width at top of our pie. For the sake of this exercise, we're also going to work out the width at the shortest point in our, or the tightest point in our pie as well for the inside. That's just going to help us when we get to our drawing later. And that means we're going to work out a variety of characterizing features in our pie. So let's begin just marking this. So I want right here. Just clear that centre line a little bit. Don't even know why. It's on the edge of drawing the full line and writing off it, but we'll stick to our guns. So we want to know, yeah, still going, what this value is, which is the top end of our pie, and we want to know what the radius of the primary circle is. And we're also going to work out the radius of another arc, the centerline radius as well, which you'll hear chat of if you see other pie cut videos, which is from the midpoint in the pie to the center of this arc here. That's your centerline radius. You can start your pie cuts by defining that, and then you can say I want the centerline radius of 1 inch or 2 inch or 2.5 or 3 inch. Mine's slightly different because I'm working within this space. I know what my space is here, so I'm working back to my centerline radius, and we're just going to define that for one reason or another. It doesn't change anything. So if we get our calculator out, we can find r to pi r. So to begin with, we have the radius of 95, so we have 2 pi times 95, and that gives us, so if r, they're still drawing, cool, if radius is equal to 95 mil, then perimeter equal to 596.91. Cool. So that's 9-0. What am I doing? I'm getting ahead of myself. There we go. 9-0. Because of that, we can then estimate what this length here is going to be. So we can work out what the length of the arc is. You probably can't see it on camera very well, but think of it this way. You've got our circular arc here, and we've got our pi, which is obviously a straight line. And then we're just going to work out the length here, but we want the length here. And this is going to be longer than this. So if we do 596.90 divided by B20, yeah, so because we have 10 nines per 90 degrees, we translate that into pie cuts, where you have 2 9-degree cuts per section, which you're cutting off of the bandsaw. That's 18 degrees, so that means you'll have 5 sections per 90. So and then you've got 4 90s, so you have 20, so divide that by 20, and then so the arc, pi arc, so we just call it pi cut arc. We still recording pi cut arc, and equals 29.85. Now I can round up. I could just say visually we're just going to run with that, but right, we stopped again, we continue. So what did I say? Gosh, the handwriting's terrible, isn't it? Like I said, writing around. I'm going to be using this to measure our cuts on the bandsaw, just being brutally honest. We're not going to be able to go in that detail. We want to just stick to the bars, and these are in these are in 1 mil increments. So obviously we want to stay nice and simple, don't we? So what we can do is we can pick this, and I can say I want that, because we're going to be close enough to this area, and we can move the back box. So I want this to be 30. And we're in mil. So if I define this length as 30, not the arc length, the pi length, we can then use that to find our centerline radius. We can find what the inner length's going to be. We know what the width of our pi is. Well, think of it, the length of our pi is 63.5 mil because it's a 2.5 inch pipe, or bought in. Our diameter size of 2.5 inch, 63.5 mil. So then we can work out what this cut length is here and all that jazz. So that's what we're going to do over on this side of the page now. And then we can ultimately use that to work out what this circular radius is here. And then we'll also work out what our centerline radius is as well. So if I go there, oh, I forgot. I need to write another get out of jail free, don't I? Just realised. This circle is not drawn. To. Oh, this is hard writing in this corner, isn't it? Scale. Right. So let's go. Let's just draw 1 to 1 because we have space. We'll draw our pi. So now we know we're going to be 30 mil. So let's get that on the go now. Cool. Mil. Are we there? We are there. And then let's project some lines up to where we're meeting up top. Still recording, lovely. If you quit the video yet. There we go. And then 9 degrees off here. Gosh, that light is dazzling. It's right where I don't need it to be. And then 9 off here. Actually, use a different ruler. There we go. Or drop the rule and I'll grab a ruler, clear one. It's just a bit easier to mark up with this one. By magic. So I want this pencil back. It's all falling apart, isn't it? There we go. Where were these? Over there. Right. Let's draw. There we are. Oh, missed a bit. Not great, but not bad. Oh, hello. There's another bug in the CAD. Off you go. See you. Right. And then we want to get the centre line of this, don't we? Well, we do, don't you know? There we are. It's roughly right. Just offset that a little bit. There we go. something on the page there. There we are. And what else do we know? We know that this is 18 degrees. It's not very great, is it? And we know that this is 9 degrees. So, and this is the end, the final pie drawing. Just realised I've, yeah, who knows. Probably drawing them a little bit too far up, but either way, we recover. So, what do we need, or what do we know? Let's draw some measurements along here. So let's just pop ourselves out there. So we want to know a couple of measurements along this line here, and we want to go and draw a line off the top, but we want to be kind of consistent. Okay, don't worry, this is probably going at 100 miles an hour for you. Unless I've given the people what they want. A full, unabridged version of this. I think it's not really abridged if you speed something up, is it? There we are. And then we'll come off here. So that's our line. Then we want to measure 10 mil back because we want to split this line here. So what do we want to know? Well, we want to know how long this is. We could measure it, but that might be cheating. Come on. Here we are. And we also want to know, what do we want to know? We want to know the bottom section of our pie. How are we going to draw that? We know that it's 63.5, so we can draw up 63.5. And we can find roughly, should we use this end? No. So if we start with 12, obviously, and go down to 6, T3.5, 4, 3, if we put 4 on the line, if we put 6.4 on the line, so 0.5 mil lead. roughly 63.5 up, won't it? And then we need to do the same off the other side. We can compare this one as well. So with this side on the line, we obviously want to put 63 on. So then we get 63.5. That looks a bit wonky. So let's. Oh, I can't, can I? Unless I can get. Oh, I can. Get close to that centerline radius. Centerline. It's not centerline radius. Yet. Not too far off. Another beautiful cut. So this is our pie here, and we know that this is going to be 30 because that's obviously what we want to run. We're going to run the bandsaw onto this. This is relatively inconsequential. It's just a check we can make. So as we're cutting these for 30, we can keep measuring this to see if we're on angle. That's a check we can do while we're cutting, and at the end to make sure that we obviously get our 90 degrees, because if this is off here, then it will show down here, or if this is right and the angle of the bandsaw's off, then again it will show down here, or maybe they'll both be off and they'll cancel each other out down here, who knows. Either way, we're not going into that level of detail at the moment. So we also want to know this, so we also want to know roughly. I keep getting in shot, don't I? Bad form. Oh, tea. That would be quite nice, actually. Apologies. There we go. Apologies to mute your speakers or stereo system now. Every time I take a sip of tea. Feel that way inclined. My apologies. Tea's too delicious to go now without drinking. So where are we here? There we go. We want to know that. No, we do know this. This is the piece that we know. This is the piece of the puzzle we know. And we want to know a couple of angles over here. So we want to know. Oh, we're going to construct ourselves into the other drawing. Nice. Apologies. Circle. Oh, there we go. There we go. So then if I come up here, I'm desperately trying to get my massive head out of shot, but sometimes it's just too difficult. And my apologies again if you have to keep suffering it. Probably end up just bringing the camera close to the page in the future. Yeah, future. There's more of this. Or is there? I don't know. You tell me. I've got no idea. It's literally just for friends and family to just see what I'm doing. So if this format's boring as heck, let me know. And we'll just get back to welding. Or is that all you want? To be fair, probably is. I don't blame you. That's why I'm doing all of this. So I can just have fun welding. And take you along for the ride. Oh no! What an awful spot. Like some things in life, some problems just can't be erased. So they must be embraced. Oh. There we go. So what else do we want to know? That. Well, I don't think you really care, do you? What else? Oh. I don't even draw a line. There we go. So this is what you're going to have to deal with if you want the full clip, because I have no idea what I'm doing right now. And you're just along for the ride. Whereas if you're currently watching this, listening to YouTube's finest royalty-free classical music, you're none the wiser. You know, I could have just been listening to my own music. Some lovely smoochy beats. We're getting there. We are getting there. What else do we know? So this here, where shall I mark that? We know the angle here. Ooh. I want to draw more triangles first. Yeah. Hold up. I must draw more triangles. There we go. Is that the channel catchphrase? Is that it? Is that how this works? Oh no. There we go. There we go. Because we're going to use this one in a bit. Oh. Technically we can use this one. But this one's equal to that one. Oh well, let's draw it anyway. Because obviously we want to work these out, and we're going to work out. Let's just draw in what we know. Let's just draw in what we know. Let's just go all over the place, shall we? So we know that this is 60. And I'm writing at a mad angle right now. 3 point. Oh no, have I got space? I don't know. There we go. It's like a weird italicized ellipse arc. Oh well. So we know that, and we know this. We'll draw that on in a minute. Minute being now. There we go. Let's just come off there. Let's just be annoying. Oh no! I've not got room on the page. I need a tiny protractor. What's that in French? Rapporteur? Rapporteur? Let's pop off down here. I want to come all the way out and follow this convention of just going 10 by 10, 10 by 10, or just looks janky on tiny little angles like this, tiny little whatever, here now. There we go. Maybe I want to know what things are in there. Maybe I don't. I don't know. We'll work it out later. That's where it all falls apart, because I've got no idea what I'm doing. There we go. Lovely. Yeah, there we go. We also know this. So that is 30. Again, yeah, did I have to draw it twice? Yeah, prosperity. So this is what we've picked. This is what it could have been based on this. Now, that means that obviously the arc, if the pie cut section is 30mm, the arc's going to be bigger than 29.85, which means we're going to exceed our envelope of 95. Shocker. I'd say this is a soft limit. 95 is our soft limit. The hard limit we don't know. It's somewhere in here, based on my judgment. You're not going to have a lower control arm moving rearwards this much, and you're not going to have the back box moving forwards more than this much. Especially not, you can say not at the same time as well. Maybe we can use our argument. Even if the lower control arm comes back here and the back box can go forward here, maybe it doesn't happen at the same time. Maybe that's our argument. Either way, that's not our problem. Well, it is our problem, but it's not somewhere we're solving today. All we're solving is camera cut out again. We got a nice 12 minutes out of that though, it seems. But the problem we're solving is working out the centerline radius of this pie section here. Should I make that clearer? Should I just draw it in pen? Do I have a thick enough pen? I've got Sharpies. Yeah, let's go grab a Sharpie. Apologies. Right, where can I put the mic as I run away? Oh, there you go. There we go. 3 Sharpies, sir. There we go. Hopefully that's not too jarring. So our actual pie, piece we actually care about. Gosh, that should have got. Oh, that should have been a bit over. Oh well, whatever. Like I said, not drawn to scale, and obviously not showing correct either. But either way, we're here now. Please don't bleed under the ruler. Gosh, you're so close to doing that. It'd probably be worse with the other one, to be fair. Worried about drawing over pencil lines and the Sharpie ink skating either side of it. Oh god, that was close. Gosh, I mean, there we go. Is it here? Here? Oh, look at that. As if by magic. There is our pie. And there we go. We'll go over all this later. Maybe? Do you care? Don't know. So, yeah, if it wasn't obvious before, it should hopefully be obvious now. This is the pie we're making, and then theoretically 5 of these per 90 degrees, which is why we divided this by 20, because total pi arc is 360 degrees. We're not playing with radians today. So, where else do we want to go? So, this is 30. We're intelligent enough to know that this is 15, right? So we're going to use some triangle magic to work out what this line is, what this line is, what this line is, what this line is, and what this line is. So our radius is here. No, it's here. And this will be used for our centerline radius. So now our circle radius is here. Our circle radius is here. Our centerline radius is based off this value here, whatever this is. This one is going to be longer than this one, because here intersects our arc. This intersects our circle arc, each corner point. And this doesn't. There's a miniature gap. We're not going to measure that. No, we're not. Too much flair. Far too much. Right. Where are we now? Oh, there's some construction points in there. I don't want to get rid of them. Don't really care for the others. Just adds character. What else? What else? So, T, mute yourself now. Oh, my word. So, what do we know? We need to use trig now. And I think I've just been rambling to put that off. So, we know that we have a right angle here. This is a triangle we're going to play with. And this is another triangle that we're going to play with. So we have another one. This is quite messy, but we've got 2 right angles. And if we cast our minds back to some quick maths, I didn't show you me playing around with to work out our original drawing, which I keep bringing up, which is, gosh, I don't even have space to try to bring in at the moment, working out all this mess. To work that out, I drew myself a little reference for a trig, Pythag. So we're going to use this magic triangle and our magic Pythag. Oh, sorry about that. Clashing the mic on the tripod. Right, where should we go? Right, let's draw our reference triangle. So first, which one should we start with? Should we work out this? Should we use this? Should we work out this line here? Yeah, let's use this triangle to work out this line. So that's going from top point down our center line, along our top edge of our pie, and then all the way down here. So let's draw a rough triangle. Again, not to scale, but this is just used to reference, and we can be close enough. There we go. And then here. So we have a right angle here. We know that this is 81 degrees. You know that this is 9. I know it doesn't look like 81 and 9, but that's where we are. This will be point A. This will be point B. This will be point C. We'll use these as references for our lines. And then this will just be line A, this will be line B, and this will be line C. So, by the magic of trig, we want to know these, we actually want to know both of these, so we're going to work out this and this right now. So we want to know, or we do know, this is 15, so we're starting with b equals 15, so well, b's equal bc. I've just gone a bit overboard with the marking, but whatever. So we say that I'll just say for this one here, so this is activity 1, b equals 1.5 millimeters. Still recording, yep, still subjecting you to this, yep. And we'll work out, should we work out A? Yeah, let's work out A. So, A, so this is, we'll use 81, yeah. So this will be the angle that we're using, our funky egg. A equals opposite over adjacent equals AC over BC, and that equals to, if we refer back to this, which is what I'm looking at in the distance, where are we? There we go. So we have this value, we want to work out this value, we have this angle, and we know this is right angle. So this line here is adjacent to our angle, and this is our opposite line to the angle, and this is obviously hypotenuse, we're not worried about that right now. So we just want to find an equation where opposite and adjacent appear, because we know this, we want to know this. That's our tan, so AC over BC, AC, BC. And then that equals to tan of our angle, so bring in un, is it un or un? Un calculatrice, yeah, calculatrice, un calculatrice. Right, tell I'm tired. Tan 81 is 6.314. Tan 81 equals to 6.314, and we're just going to store this in. We're going to store that in character A in the calculator, or a variable A in the calculator. What else do we want to know? So we now quickly rearrange that, so therefore A is equal to, what's that? So we chuck that there, which is, what do we know? BC, so yeah, okay, yeah, because we know BC, don't we? So that's 15 millimeters times multiplied by tan, so 6.314. So because it's in our answer, we're just going to go answer times 15 is 94. 4.706. And we're going to store that in B. We may need to use these in the future. Just a good habit to get into, isn't it? So we've just worked out this one, so we can write that on. 94.71. Isn't it wonderful when you're working on the same sheet in two different decimal point values? Well, it is what it is. We're here now. Welcome back after another jump cut. So 94.706. We're just drawing this. I debated just going straight to the answer, but I thought I'd draw it out so you can at least learn something maybe. So then c equals the square root of 15 squared plus 94.706 squared. So we have that in our answer bank, so answer squared plus 15 squared equals 95.887 mil, and we're going to store that in C. I could carry the 3 decimal figures into anything else I use, but we might as well just keep whatever the calculator's throwing at us. It's just a habit, I guess, you just develop. So that's an answer. That's an answer. Just help your eyes go back to it. So that gives us this. So now we're at 95.89. 95.89. I could go lovely and quick and just make this super rough and just be like on the back of a napkin, just kind of. But unfortunately, I just don't want to do that yet. So we know those two values, so now let's go on to triangle number 2. So this is our, well, this reference point will stay the same, so exercise number 2. We want to work out the length of this line here, because obviously we know this, but we don't know this or this. Whichever one we work out first, we can just obviously minus it from this value to work out the other one. And the same over here. So again, we're just going to use the left side. This time, first time we use this triangle, now we're using this triangle. And this time, again, well, not again actually, no. We don't know B this time because that was 15 here. Now we know A. A equals 63.5 mil. Yep, so things are going to be a tad different now, aren't they? So we need B and C. So let's get our reference back. Can you tell I'm not just copying off another piece of paper? Right. Let's be late. So we know A, we want B, and we want C. Well, we could just go backwards, I guess. Okay. We'll just go tan again. So this time we want B here. So we know this, we want this, and by that we'll get that. So B equals to still be, of course it is. Is AC C over BC equals tan 81, which is 6.314, which is A in our calculator, and that means that quickly rearrange that. So we want BC, therefore B equals 63.5 over 6.314. That's our tan value. So 63.5 over A. That gives us 10 0.057 mil. And that's this point here, so shall we? Yes. Let's draw that. Can I draw it like the road markings and make it super narrow? No, we must break out, alas. Right. Oh, what was that? There we go. And that's, yeah, 10.06. There we go. We then want to know C, so C, we've already worked it out here, is equal to the square root of 6.314 squared plus 63.5 squared. Which is equal to a squared plus 63.5 squared equal to 63 point. Oh no, what have I done? What have I done? What have I done? What have I done? I thought that was. Why do I keep looking at that number? Gosh. Oh. Embarrassing. 10. Deary me. Right. I didn't store that, did I? Oh, no. So, ABC will shift store that into D. Got carried away. Drawing it down here and got distracted. So, square root of D squared. D squared plus 63.5 squared is 64. That seems right, doesn't it? Yeah. 292. Maybe I'll delete. Oh, keep it for prosperity. Everyone makes mistakes once. C. So that is this one. So 64.292. 0.30. And now from these we can work out. So, oh, do I want to store that? Yeah, okay. Shift store into E. So you are E. Cool. So, yeah, why did I think that was wrong? Yeah, just didn't pass the sanity check of being bigger than 63.5 by the extent I was expecting, because it's 63.8 versus 63.5. Obviously it's larger, but that implies a tiny angle here and a very small figure here, and just in my head that doesn't make sense. So anyway, we make mistakes, we learn from them, we move on. So where are we now? Let's go 94.71, so that's B minus 63.5. That gives us 31.206, so 31.21. Oh, That's terrible. I'm actually writing at 90 degrees there. That was not very nice, was it? I should just come around here, shouldn't I? 31.21. Oh well. Same for this one. 95.89. So C minus E. 31.6. Yeah. And what else? So we have this. Oh yeah, one measurement I didn't mark, did I? We know this angle too. There we go. Oh. And that's 81 degrees. Drawn over that side really. Oh well, we're here now. 81 degrees. We've got our radius, don't we? Our circle radius, which is this one here, so that's 95.89. I'd say it's acceptable to be, one mil. Well, we jumped again. As explaining, it's okay to be 1 mil in this danger zone, if you can call it that here. By judgment, I don't think the lower control arm is going that far back, and I don't think the back box is going that far forward. If it's going this far back, then you're going to feel that in suspension. Well, obviously, I do anyway with the rubber bushings, but you're going to feel a lot, and it's just going to be so wallowy. Back box going forward is just going to damage the manifold, and of course manifolds crack all the time, partially because of this, but it's not going to go forward that far, so we're safe in that space there. Could be worse, obviously it could be better. We could make this smaller, we can make it an even tighter arc, but I think this is comfortable, because I'm going to be welding up down to this 10 mil bit down here. So it's just going to be a lot more controllable. So where do we go now? We wanted that centerline radius, didn't we? So exercise 3, if we can call it that, it's going to be quite quick, hopefully. So the centerline radius is the center point on or in our pi section, wherever that is, down to the intersection here, because when we've got multiple pi cuts going, they're all going to be clocking around or indexing around this location here. So to find that, it's just 63.5 divided by 2, 31.75, so 31.75 mil up here, plus say 1.21. Do we? Yeah, we should probably store that. F. Didn't write that anywhere. We'll just try and remember that. So 31.75 plus F is equal to 62.956. So we did 63.5 over 2 equals to 31.75. Don't forget your units. Therefore, 31.75 plus 31 62.956. So that's our centerline radius. There, so maybe I'll make that clearer. There we go. Now, it's obviously a funky number. I say funky. But I'm not controlling this at all. This is just a consequence of what I am controlling. I needed this figure here to be controllable on the bandsaw because, like I mentioned, I'm measuring with this. So I'll switch to another piece of paper now because my battery's also getting angry at me. It's flashing red, so cut off at any moment. So I will switch to another piece of paper and we'll actually draw what 90 degrees in pie cuts actually looks like. So see you in a mo. Alright, back we are. We've finished our just working out various points, picking our long end of the pie being 30mm, which is what we're going to control in the band, finding the arc radius of 95.89 and the centerline radius of 62.956. These can be funky numbers because I'm not using them to control any of the manufacturing. This is the number here I'm using to control. Spotting this. There's one little value which I've not given you, actually. That needs to go on now. Let's do that quick. You, or I, also need this value here. So, you want to know what that is? So, where are we? There. We also want to know what this point here is because it's important to us. Ish. It'll just be part of quality control. There we go. So, to work that out, simply 10.0. Where do we store that? D. So we have 15. Half 30. We double it or whatever. Actually, yeah, we'll just work back from 30. So 30 minus 2D. So this length here and this length here, if we remove them, we can work out what this length here is. So 9.885 over 2. Ooh. Right, let's try that again. Over 2, and I'll skip that. 4.93. 4.94. Jump the gun, reading the 2 of the 5. 4.94. And that means that this, there. So if we actually write another quick little point, so pi, top of pi equals 30 mil. So just right in here, so whatever, we'll go to 3. And then base of pi is equal to 9.885. Yeah, they're important. So this is what I'm using to set the bandsaw, and then this will just be an inconsequential check to make sure we're still on target. But I'm not using this for setting any of the manufacturing up or fabrication. So now we can move on, I believe. Yeah, that's a handy sheet. I will also say, I did say earlier, I could have done this quicker in CAD, for sure. However, this is cardboard. This isn't paper. We're still in CAD. Never fear. CAD is still here. Right. We want to draw our whole pi assembly now. Oh dear. Stand by. One of my lights has died. Back in a minute. Now that the light's fixed, I've just got a couple of battery-powered spotlights mounted to the ceiling to improve the lighting quality over the single bulb this garage has got. And one of the batteries just ran out, so replaced it with another one. See how that goes. So we want to draw our pie cut assembly now. So we start with our 63.5mm marker here. At this point you've got the main pipe coming up to meet here. We've then got our 90-degree bend, which will go around to the back box somewhere up here. This will just be 1-to-1. So you're going to see that now. This will just be me drawing, so the time lapse will start in a moment, and if I'm not time lapsing it, then enjoy the ride, I guess. Starting now. So let's just, I'll keep talking over it. There we go. So we just pop in a couple of points up here to allow us to draw some lines off here at 90 degrees. There we go. There we are. So we're going to start. So this is our outside edge. And this, as we noted earlier, is going to be 30mm, and this is what we're cutting on the bandsaw. So that point there is 30mm, and if I go off that, that has to take us on, or take the gas flow on its first adventure of, well, its last adventure actually, before meeting the back box of 9 degrees. So if we pop 9 degrees on here, just double check. Yes, nice. And then we want to intersect this line coming up here. But we know how long that is, but don't forget I'm using a pretty rudimentary ruler. So now we've got a little bit of a construction line going. We can drive up to that, and we can drive along here. There we go. Do dimensions as we go. Could do. So, oh dear. Right. Well, it's only a fraction of a mil off, but I went a little bit too far above the line. But whatever. People in the time lapse have no idea. Only the real ones know what's going on. And this here is 81. That'll be 81 as well. What I want anyway. Let's come out here. Should we draw? Should I draw that? Yeah. So this will be. There we go. Yeah. And then along here. Let's just line that up. So this will be our 30. Where are we? Gosh, a bit of tapes. Not having a good day, is it? Right. I keep moving everything over it. I did just touch the camera, but I think we're okay. Yeah, alright. So, there we go. Ooh, there we go. Ruler popped up. So I picked you, so you wouldn't do that. Oh no. There we go. It's a bit of a scruffy arrow, isn't it? So is that one actually. But leaning over. Now I want to write it that way really. Is the way my head goes. I want to have my text top bottom along there, but we will do it this way around. It is what it is. So that's 30. Yeah. Should we draw a get out of jail free? We draw a get out of jail free card. Of course we need a get out of jail free card. So let's draw that later actually. Let's draw that later. We'll leave it in bananas for now. Oh, this can be fixed right now though. There we go. 81 kilometers now just becomes 81 degrees. Phew, that was close. Could have been 81 Kelvin actually. Who knew? Right. Spin that back. I keep knocking the tripod. There we go. Let's get on to the next one. So, now that we've travelled our first 9, we're going to travel our second 9. Don't worry, it'll all come together in the end. Yep, 9 up here. Well, that's like 8.5, so we'll just, you know the deal though. These leads are 0.5 mil. Oh, I need the other pen. There we go. Oh, what have I done? Golly gosh. Golly gosh. Golly gosh. Only gone and done it. You were doing so well. There we go. And now 30 again. And then here we also want to come off at 9. There's still a lot of error because I don't have a long line to. Maybe I should draw the construction line long enough. Yeah, I will do that actually. So coming off here, 9. Oh no! It's on the line anyway. It's on the line anyway. It's fine. Anyway, there we go. And then we're up 9 from here. What do I do from that one? Yeah, because that's the actual line we want. So let's just bring ourselves back onto the drawing. So then 9 over again. So now we get this pen back up here. I know what I did. I used the because I rotate around the lead and then I go where I want, but I got a little bit carried away in the last one and then just carried on going. Oh well, live and learn. And then, shall I start notate? Oh, I'll notate degrees later. Then we just do this another bunch of times. So let's get this corner in there. Does my head keep coming into frame? Don't know why I'm asking you, I can always look later in editing. What can I do about it though? Can't edit it out. I'm not that good. Maybe on that side. There we go. Ooh. Whoop. Oh. There we go. And then 330 millimeters. There we go. Gonna get snowblind staring at all this paper in a minute. And then, oh no, I'm going 9 again. Got to do this 10 times. I'm going to use this pen because I've elected to use my construction lines. All right. That's about right. Let's just get rid of some of these dots because they're going to get confusing. There we go. So now up here, I want to come off 9. I could go a lot faster, you know, but like I said before, I just want it to look nice, and I'm having fun. Are you having fun? I'm having fun. There we go. And then we go back up here. We'll Sharpie this in later. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Probably drawing these a bit too deep, but oh well. Around we go again. I'm going to have to make the time lapses super quick, aren't I? Maybe they'll look good because I'm going so slow. Excuse. Welcome back after another cut. We are here. And we continue. There we go. We go 9 again. It's starting to take shape. We go here. And we go 9 again. Are you keeping count? You're around halfway. then join these two. One more pie section, I think. Well, two more pie sections. One more 18 degree and then one 9 degree. So we have 9 here. And then coming off again. Oh dear, oh dear. What do we say to that? It's not that bad, it's just a couple mil, but... Honey, I shrunk the pie. There we go. Here's another one. So we're coming up again. 9 degrees. Oh no. I needed this, didn't I? So I need to mark my 9 degrees off you. Yeah. So there's our 9. Oh, use this one. Just double check, because there's a minefield of dots now. We do not want to seek the wrong one on this one. And then we move these up again. So now we've done these 18, 18, 18, 18. Oh, the camera, I'm so sorry. 18, 18, 18, 18, 9 and 9. So we're going to do our final 9 degree bend now. Don't worry, there will be some value to this. There we go, what am I doing? What am I doing? It's this one, this one, this one. Because we're going to make this in the video. Don't forget, I'm not just, well, I am drawing for the sake of drawing. I've got exactly what I need. I know in my head what I need to do, which is just make a bunch of these to our 30mm spec. But we're having fun. We're having fun. Are you having fun? We won't switch how we're drawing our lines. We won't run off this edge of the ruler. We'll try and stay the same as what we've been doing, so we don't change the process. This is probably going to go terribly when I draw my vertical line. This can be 90 now, so this one we can check, because this is just going to come off at 90 degrees now. So this one we're back. Did I want that to be that long? I didn't, did I? No. I want to do it off this one here. drawn this the wrong way round? Yes, I have. Well, it's not really the wrong way around. It's still what we're making. It's just not functionally the way we're doing it, because actually the gas is going this way into the back box here. Because this is the space for our flange, and then this is additional fluff. So let's remind ourselves how long we need to come across. So it's 15. So we want this, well, yeah, 15 plus 4.94, because we're coming across to here. So this is the next bit we need to make. So these were saved. Where were they saved? So that's D plus, oh no, it's just 15 plus 4.94. I save 9, no, I didn't. We'll just do 15 plus 4.94, 19.94. That's how far we're coming along. So practically 20. This length determines our centerline radius. It doesn't determine the angle. So all of these lengths only determine our centerline radius. The angle is determined by these, well, the angles here, obviously. If I make this any longer, or any of these any longer or shorter, it will still reach 90 degrees from here to here. If I make this one longer, like this one really long, I just make that 60 or 90, then obviously that will extend 3 times as well. It'll go up to about 20 or 30 or whatever, because about half of where we are there. And then and then this will just move this way, and then it'll stay 90. It'll just move up or down here. So we're not changing the angle. So it's not super critical, but for the drawing, because we are trying to hit a 1-to-1 scale, aren't we? There we go. Let's go for 90, naughty. And then we want to go here. And then you want to come over at 90 as well, don't you? Or you're 9 again. There we go. So we're down again at 9. There you are. So there we are, and we're back. That's 90, that's 90, and 81. So what can we do? We can measure this. We can see how we did, because error in using the protractor is going to be strong. So let's say we were pretty good in our endeavours, I would call that quite a success. No, it's not too bad actually. Considering I've used the protractor about 10 odd times to take me from there to there to stay on, is pleased with that. As I explained in the time lapse, I think I've slowed it down now. We're pretty much done for the drawing now. I started drawing it the one way round. The back box is here. Gas path is this. So, camera cut out. Just a quick update. That's a drawing done. It's not as you're looking at it. You're not looking down from the top. You're looking up from the bottom. Added a little bit on here. Again, I'm just eating into that little space between towards the lower control arm. But I'm doing this so I can add a flange on here. And not have to worry about getting the welding torch, clashing with this weld. It'll just look nicer this way, and I still won't contact the back box. So that's the theory. Gas flow is in this direction, so coming off the main pipe here and into the back box here. Probably going to speed it up again because I'm just going to go over this in Sharpie. So here we go. Well, gone quiet, haven't I? There we go. There we are. Oh, holding it, and it's because of the pencil, it's bleeding far too much. So it's just a concern that it's going to shoot under the ruler at any moment, and then probably do the drawing in. There we are. Is this end? We'll do it up here. Work our way back this time. Oh, that's not good. I want to see where I'm. There we go. Go the other way this time. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, I had it. Oh, that was close again. Right. This is just to show you our final product. It's just a drawing of what I'm going to make. Like I said, I know what I can do. I could be on the bandsaw right now, cutting all of these. Maybe I could have even finished. But we're here for prosperity, aren't we? We're here because we're enjoying ourselves. So what do we call this? 90 degree. Well, first, let's give ourselves, no, it's just a 90 degree. Back box. Let's give ourselves that cheeky little JL3. As otherwise specified. All dimensions. Are if you remember. Millimeters. This is scale 1 to 1. What? So, yeah. Should we draw the centerline radius? What do we do? Should we just find halfway in all these? There we go. Right. Once I've marked this, I need to mark to here, so I need to mark the halfway to 20. Oh no, halfway's to 10. Clashing with that. Golly. Right, maybe didn't get the halfway point of all of these, did I? Maybe I did, it just looks like it's hidden. No, and down here, be down there. There we are. Right. That's not right. Of course it's not. Of course it's not. Of course it's not going to be right. I have to come across 15. I have to come across 15. That is my centerline radius, not that. And here's the same. What am I doing? 15. There we go. Let's get rid of the erroneous one. Oh, okay, good thing I sharpied. Anyway, that's not going to come up, is it? That one will. Right. There we go. There we go. Right. I'm going to stop that there and come back in the morning, draw the rest of these in, and then call that good. So, see you in a moment. With all these camera cuts, it's not really going to make much of a difference, is it? Right. 20 hours later, we're back. Let us continue. So, we were popping our centerline radius in, weren't we? I don't know, were we? You tell me. There we go. Oop. Just finishing these drawings now. In the time lapse, the only way you'll know there's been a day, maybe, is if you glance at the watch. That's one way for sure. You manage to see it. Another one's to see if the tea's refilled, which you or I most definitely will be pleased to know that it definitely has. Why am I going all the way through? I just need to see this. I need to see the whole thing. There we go. I don't even need to do all of them really. Right, where are we? Let's just get rid of that. That one's a bit too bailed. Be bold, they said. Right. Let's draw these in now. How are we going to do this? Do I just draw centre sections through all of them? I mean, I'm not noting the welds in this drawing, so technically they're not welded together. So yes, I suppose we can. There we go. Had a quick little check of the footage. Of course, my giant head can't help but invade your viewing space, so my sincere apologies for that. There we go. Oh, okay, this is going pretty bad on the dots, isn't it? The first two were pretty uncontrolled. Can't remember if you always end on a dash or you're allowed to end on a dot, but we're going to end on a dot. Like I mentioned previously, I'm not following a standard for these, so I'm just drawing it with my own free hands. Well, two of my hands anyway. Yeah. The way I'm doing this, the lines aren't intersecting, are they? Maybe I should have thought that through. Maybe I should have thought a bit more about getting the lines to intersect here rather than just the void between a dot and a line. Gosh, come on, line up. I'm trying to line up with that, and it keeps moving. Ooh, ooh. That wasn't very great, was it? Oh well. Almost done. It'll just be this, and then what else can I do to waste time? Spend more of my own time not doing what I should be doing, which is just building the bloody exhaust. Faff time is valuable time. Yeah. Last one. Shall I get rid of the angle? Yeah, I have to. No, do I? Where's 15? There you are. Interesting. I haven't drawn my halfways very well, have I? Oh well, no one's gonna know. No one will know. It's my head in the way again. Sorry about that. Acted it, done it? Oh, flip. How have I managed that? 5. Oh, I've done it like 4. It's done up here. Crikey. Alright, cut that out. The naughty word. It's a family-friendly channel. I said you'll notice the T. Completely forgetting that it's out of frame for however long that was. 8 minutes. Oh man, that's frustrating, isn't it? I've done that pretty deep as well. Oh man, that's tough. That is tough. Do I have the rubber for it? I pressed down pretty hard there, didn't I? The rest doesn't want to come up, does it? It's card after all, so it'll pocket the lead and the rubber just won't get to it. Alas. Alright. Either way, something's going a little bit wrong with my centre lines, so we'll just leave this as the last one now. Yeah, we're okay, we're okay. Either way, we'll be alright, won't we? Oh. We'll be okay in the end. It's not okay. It's not the end. Right, so there we go. Magic is that. Could put some more dimensions on it, but that's kind of what we're after, really. And then if I say halfway, which we said was, did you say it was 31.75? Yeah, maybe. Maybe we did. Maybe we did. So what, 31.75. So from So that there. This is not a good way to present it. But either way, we're going to do it anyway, because of reasons. That's 12. Lo and behold, camera's cut out again. It's still in that habit. What did we say? Our centerline radius was 62.956 or 62.96 if we're representing it to 2 decimal places on our drawing. So let's just move you out of the way. .96. There we go. That's the centerline radius. That's what we're cutting. I could put some. No, we'll just call it here because yeah, we have all the information we need on here. So that's where we're going. Again, about to take another sip of tea. Mute for a few seconds till you see the mug again. Lovely. Did juke you there because I showed you the mug before actually taking the gulp. Cool. So there we have it. There's a couple of drawings. What I will do is I could go over the important bits in Sharpie, I guess, or I could leave it. Lovely. I've got the Sharpie. I've got the Sharpie on the physical object. So yeah, there we go. Let's make it. Let's see how it turns out. Yeah, this should be entertaining. Welcome back, and thanks for giving over 2 hours of your life that you're never going to get back. So you can either go back to episode 4 and find your place and then watch the rest of the fabrication of this, or we can cut to episode 5 and there's going to be the welding of this. So let's get to that. Take it easy.